And hello, my gutsy women friends. Welcome to another mini workshop. Today we're going to talk about how to slash your big three expenses. And like I tell you every time we have a workshop, please come in here live. I always do a recording of the presentation only. It allows you to get the information real streamlined. Plus, when you join me live, I do not record those sessions. It gives you all privacy and confidentiality. So if you want to talk about some crazy expense that you're kind of embarrassed about, you can do that live and not feel like it's going to be made public out to the world. So, hey, let's get started. Your big three expenses. The question is, what are the big three expenses? Housing, transportation, and food. That is the bulk of where people spend their money, and it's discretionary money if you think about it. How much you spend on your housing, your transportation, your food, all depends on, how much you want to splurge on stuff or where you want to save money. So your housing is going to be your mortgage, your rent, your insurance, your utilities, things of that nature. Your transportation, think about it in terms of an auto, whether you purchased it, do you have a loan, your insurance, your gasoline, your maintenance, parking if you take public transportation costs, even your biking costs. And food, that's kind of obvious, right? Groceries, dining out, meal services. Now, in this article, if you look below, I have an Excel spreadsheet. I really recommend you guys do the Excel spreadsheet because all of the calculations are there. There's also a PDF template, but you're going to have to get out your own little hand calculator and add or subtract. But I'm offering both of those below. So when we're done with this, you're done watching this presentation, play around with that Excel spreadsheet especially. See how you can cut your costs. All right, let's go ahead and start with housing. And what I'm going to do is start with the super moves and then talk about ways to cut some of the smaller expenses. The super moves are really they might cause you to create a different type of a lifestyle. Big moves, they're big money savers, but they're also going to mean a big change for you. For the housing super moves, it's downsizing. So can you get rid of that bigger house? Can you downsize into something smaller and less expensive? Now, I'm recording this in May of 2022. The housing prices have shot through the roof, but looks like we've got a bear market, a possible recession. Housing prices may come down. So you got to look at the bigger picture, but think about downsizing and whether that's going to save you some money. A rental unit. Now, some people, if you're looking for a house, if you're on the market, or maybe your house can even accommodate this, they're buying duplexes or houses with in-law suites that they can rent out. Others that rent out their properties on Airbnb. So can you do something like that to bring in some rental income? Geo arbitrage. Now, since the pandemic, this is going strong because more and more workplaces have allowed remote work where you can work from wherever you want. Now, I'm the big example of this because I traded in my house. I bought an RV. That alone allows me to spend years on the road, even if I don't bring in another dime, but I certainly plan on doing so. But geo arbitrage allows me to work from wherever I am. I just need to have a cell service and get my hotspot going. And a lot of people have discovered that they can work for the same company or a different company, have good income, but they're saving so much money because they're not commuting, they don't have to play dress up every day. So the other thing is, can you move to an affordable area while maintaining a decent income? Can you work remotely? So those are all questions to ask. Not everybody, has the luxury of geo arbitrage, especially if you're in the services industry, medical industry. You need to be there, you need to see clients. But we're finding that, a lot of jobs can the employers accommodate a remote work? Some of the smaller moves that you can make. Okay, so everything we talked about is super moves. Those are lifestyle changes and big moves, big changes that's going to help you bring in more income. or cut down on those big expenses. Smaller moves, just shop around for your homeowners, your renters insurance. Oftentimes, if you bundle a homeowner's insurance and a car insurance, for instance, it'll save you money. Close off rooms that aren't used to save money on heating and cooling costs. Get a programmable thermostat. Refinance if it makes sense. Request a property tax reassessment if there are discrepancies in the assessment report. This might take some time, but might save you some bucks. Cut down on landscaping and lawn upkeep by using native low-maintenance plants. Hey, that's a favorite of mine. Okay, I'm going to jump right in now and talk about those transportation super moves. Whew, transportation. Here I am in the RV while my housing costs have gone down. Wow, those gas prices have really ratcheted up my transportation expenses. So think about your transportation expenses. Can you possibly reconsider the car now? If you're living in the suburbs, if you're living in the rural areas, you need your own private automobile, your truck, whatever it is you have. But a lot of people have 2, even 3 vehicles in the driveway. Do you need all those vehicles? If a car is rarely used, can you rent it out? I mean, there are places that allow you to rent out your own car. Downsize your vehicle. Can you get rid of a gas guzzler for a pre-owned, more energy-efficient vehicle? Walk or bike. Now, this is great. If you are in town, if you're in a big city, if you are living close to your workplace, maybe you don't need that car. Maybe you can rent a car whenever you want to. You can take public transportation, get by with walking or biking primarily, help you on the exercise front too. So if you live in town, are you able to walk or bike on some days? Can you save on those auto costs and get healthier in the meantime? All right, those are the super moves, the smaller moves. Once again, we're talking about insurance, auto insurance. Can you cut down on those costs? Can you bundle? There's usually no reason to use premium gasoline, folks. So, if you're spending a lot of money on premium gasoline, rethink that. Most vehicles don't need it. Carpool. Can you share? Can you be the driver on Wednesdays and Thursdays and somebody else take over Mondays and Tuesdays? Try to carpool when you can. And check with your employer if public transportation is an option. Again, you got to be in an urban area, a place where you've got some decent public transportation. Check with your employer to see if they offer discounts. Okay, food super moves. Woo, this is a big one for me because, boy, I have cut down on my restaurant dining out. And that has made a big difference in my food budget. So your big super move is to eat in, folks. I know some of you might not like to cook, but even if you get those meal kits, a lot of those are going to be cheaper than dining out all the time. So limit the number of times you eat out. I've got a typo in there. I hate that. You eat out at a restaurant and turn dining into an event. So you really, I try to stick to, if I'm good, $100 a month on dining out. So some months are better, some months are worse. Now, shop with a list. Worst thing, I think we all know this, don't go shopping, don't go grocery shopping when you are famished. And go with a list. Cook high-quality meals, things that will freeze well. Plan your meals and shop from that grocery list. Smaller moves, coupons, store discount cards, purchase items used most in bulk or during times of sales. Turn cooking into a family event, make it more celebratory, and challenge yourself to eat all the food in your refrigerator before it expires. That's a tough one for me. I'm a solo woman. A lot of times I'm wasting food. I hate it, but that's a tough one. So challenge yourself. I'm going to challenge myself to that same strategy. I have a lot more tips, a lot more resources in the Financial Freedom Academy. So if you have not yet upped your membership to that academy, I encourage you to do that. Or if you're already in there, check it out. Lots and lots of resources. Okay, until the next mini workshop. I know I rambled through this pretty quickly. I wanted you to have the information. Do work on that spreadsheet. All right, you guys take care, and I'll see you in the Gutsy Women Finances community. Make sure that you check out the next event, sign up. I want to see your beautiful face. Take care.